In the last blog I spoke about, I talked about the art of the reframe. And sometimes what people say to me is, yes, but how? Give us an example. And so that's what I'm going to do. I have a couple of stories to share with you that really illustrate it very, very well. So the first one is a client of mine who is going to know exactly who she is when I speak about her. And she shared with me that as a student in about, I'm guessing, eighth grade, she was known as the one who couldn't do math. She was too dumb to do math. She really had no idea about math. She called herself dumb at math. And then that spread to everybody else buying the myth that she was creating and calling her dumb at math, and so dumb at math that they never gave her anything to do with any of the calculations and things as friends. And one day she got fed up with it, and she got fed up with being referred to as dumb at math. And she was walking into school and she went, I'm going to be a math genius. Now, that sounds ridiculous. I mean, she can't even grasp the fundamentals, but she's going to be a math genius. Here's what she did. Over the next year or two, she asked every teacher she could lay hands on to work with her, to show her. She would solve problems at home. She would do things on her own. In other words, as you might say, she was really bought into it and willing to go there. And at the end of the second year, she walked in at the top of her math class. That's what I'm talking about when I say reframe. It's I'm going to do this. I want to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm doing this. It's that absolute commitment and dedication to it. And there we go. Now, for me, and some of you already know this story, I do not love creating manuals. Do not. They are not my favorite thing. When I have to do one, it's like throwing the cat out one window and everybody else out the other window, and I growl because I can't do manuals. I've never been able to do manuals. I am dumb at creating manuals. And that's the story I told myself until I got to the eighth one. And after about the second one, people were saying to me, your manuals are really, really good. And I was like, uh-huh. But notice it didn't fit with my narrative. So I was still dumb at manuals. And they kept telling me, and I kept going, uh-huh. And I sat down to do one, and I could feel the stress building. And I went, wait, what? Are we going to play that game again, actually? Are we seriously going to play that game again? Or is it okay for me to sit down and enjoy the heck out of creating this manual and really love what it gives to others? And I busted my own myth. And now I've found out that I'm pretty good at creating manuals. So for me and for everybody concerned, if you want the reframe, you have got to be so clear and invested in that nothing is going to stop you, and you're not going to let all of those little stories come play games in your head. When you're willing to shut out the noise and willing to let in the difference, you will shift. Not you might shift, you will shift. That is the art of the reframe.